Hello everybody, welcome to Introduction to Geometry. Now geometry is what we are starting now after fractions. And some of this I'm going over today are some things that you learned in second grade. But that was kind of a long time ago and you're going to need to know these things moving forward, so I wanted to go over them. Okay. What is a polygon? Now that's something we're going to see a lot, the word polygon. A polygon needs a couple of things in order to be a polygon. A polygon needs at least 3 straight sides, and it needs to be a closed shape. So if I look at this one over here, this is not a polygon because it is open, right? I would need one more line here to connect. It's open, so it is not a polygon. This one is also not a polygon because it has a curved line, and a polygon needs straight lines that connect. This one over here is a polygon, okay? It has straight sides, it connects, it's a polygon. Okay, moving on. These are also polygons, but right now I want to go over what is an angle or vertex. Now an angle or vertex is where two sides connect. It's where they meet. So it's basically a corner of a shape. So this one has 1, 2, 3 angles or vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4 angles or vertices on this square. I also wanted to go over what a right angle is. Now, a right angle, that's something that I feel like you should have known from second grade, but if not, a right angle creates an L shape. It doesn't have to be what an L actually looks like. It could be a backwards L, but it's basically creating an L-shaped corner. So this triangle has a right angle right here. This one here and this one here are not right angles because they kind of are smaller than an L. This one has a right angle. This square has 4 right angles, right? It creates an L shape in all 4 corners. Okay, what is a quadrilateral? Quadrilateral. Now the word quad means 4. So it's a shape with 4 sides and 4 vertices. These are all examples of a quadrilateral. I've also seen one that looks like this. Okay, make sure that's, so that has, well, it's not completely straight, but pretend like it is. It has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Even though it's not something typically we've seen before, it's still a quadrilateral, okay? So it just needs 4 sides and 4 vertices or angles. One more thing, these are also polygons, but it's more specifically quadrilateral. Okay, what are parallel lines? Now, parallel lines are lines that are never going to touch. And something that I remember is they're kind of like railroad tracks. A railroad track is never going to cross or else the train wouldn't be able to go on it, right? So it's going to they're lines that just can keep going forever and they're never going to meet, right? They're never going to touch each other. They can just keep going. So that's what parallel lines mean. And some shapes have 1 set, some shapes have 2 sets, some shapes have 3 sets, okay? So we're going to be looking at that throughout this lesson series. Here are some examples of parallel lines on some shapes. Now, if I look at this trapezoid, this is what a trapezoid is. It has only 1 set of parallel lines. Take a moment. Can you find that set? They're the lines that are on the top and bottom, right? So this set right here, okay? Those lines could just keep on going. They're never going to touch. The reason why the other 2 sides are not parallel is because eventually they're going to touch. Like if I took this line and just kept going, sorry, it's not completely straight, eventually they're going to cross right there. Okay, so those 2 lines are not parallel. Now this one over here, it has two sets of parallel lines, right? These ones are never going to touch. And then these ones across from each other are never going to touch as well. Okay, they could just keep on going. So this one has two sets of parallel lines, while that trapezoid only has one set. Okay, now we just kind of saw that right there, but a parallelogram, that has the word parallel in it. A parallelogram is a shape that has two sets of parallel lines. Now we just saw that, right? This side and this side are parallel to each other, and this side and this side are parallel to each other. If something asks you to find a parallelogram, this shape is what we typically see, right? Kind of a slanted rectangle. But technically, these other shapes on the bottom are also parallelograms, even though they have other names. So this one right here, we call it a rectangle. We call this one a square. And this one right here is called a rhombus. So they are also parallelograms because this side and this side are parallel to each other. This one and this one are parallel to each other, right? Same with the square. And same with that rhombus. But typically when we're naming a shape, this one right here is a parallelogram, even though these all are technically parallelograms. Okay, what is a rhombus? And this is our last slide here. Now, same as a parallelogram, a rhombus this is what we typically see, right? When we say, find the rhombus, this is what I would go to. A rhombus is a shape that has 4 equal sides. Okay, so that means that this side is the same length as this one, and this one. They're all the same length. And it's kind of like a slanted square. That's how I remember what a rhombus is. But since a rhombus is a shape with 4 equal sides, then a square is technically a rhombus too, because a square has 4 equal sides. But I would still say that this is what I would find if I was looking for a rhombus. But a square can be that as well. I hope this video helped. If you're going through the problem set and you're feeling a little confused or you forgot something, you can always pause and go back and watch this video again and repeat the problems, okay? I'd rather you get them correct and understand what you're doing than just kind of guess. Okay, everybody, have a great day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.